I hadn't heard of the books beforehand, but once I found out what it was, I immediately downloaded the whole trilogy onto Kindle and tried to dive into the source material as soon as possible. And then it started popping up everywhere. Suddenly I was getting like recommendations, I realized all my friends were fans of the book, and I saw how entrenched it was in that culture.
Yeah, I'm the same really. I hadn't heard of it, but as soon as I started talking to people about I'm going to do this adaptation of a book called Three Body Problem. Have you heard of it? They were like, oh my god, it's like my favourite thing. I've read it so many times. I'm kind of obsessed with it. And it's then that you start to think. It's then that you start to feel the sense of responsibility, because so many people love the source material and you're going to adapt it. It's like you start to there's an army of very passionate fans of this story, and they're going to be our audience. And it was when you find out just how popular and how well respected and well regarded the books are, that you realise, hang on a minute, we've got an enormous pressure here to get this right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd heard of them, hadn't read them. Actually read the script before I read them, yeah, I mean, I was blown away by it. But it was a fresh experience, just like these guys.
Ooh, I definitely, I don't know. There's a natural. It's not a lack of curiosity in me, but it's a reluctance to dive into the unknown. I'm always a person who likes to keep a foot very firmly in the real world and you know have familiarity around me and have that sense of comfort and reassurance. I'm not as confident and kind of outgoing as Jack is in terms of his curiosity to dive into that type of thing. I'm just not brave enough. I'd have to have a big risk assessment first before I find out what's actually going to happen to me while I'm in there. But no, I think I'd be too scared to lose the grip on reality that I have.
Oh, no. And personally, I only really understand the things that she says in the show. And I have like I did some research as much as I could, but she's a million times smarter than I am, for sure. But what was important for me was that I get the heart of Jen and that I can at least help the audience understand that, yeah, she's a genius of her generation. She's a hard science snob, but she's also a human being with flaws, and she makes a lot of mistakes, and she has a great love for her friends, and she wants to go above and beyond for them. She's a workaholic, she's obsessive, so she is all these other things, as well as being like a top physicist of her field. Yeah, and I don't think you need to understand all of the science to necessarily understand the intentions behind it. Her will to fight humanity's need to survive or to move forward with hope.